I want financial independence.
Independence from bondage?
Independence from the corporate world.
Independence from bondage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you got some bondage going on in your vibration. Yeah, I want to get away from this thing. I'm going to do that because I don't want that. Basis of a big time wobble, don't you think? Mm-hmm. So just tell us the part that you do want, but don't tell us with very, very much detail. Just tell us in emotional terms if you can.
I want freedom.
From bondage. It's all right. It's all right. We're going to get there. It's all right.
Okay. More consistent joy, I guess.
Yeah.
More
kind of hard, isn't it?
Alignment.
It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard because there's momentum going, but it's when you get focused in a way that makes it easier, it becomes easier. So let's try to walk back a bit from the biggest wobble. So what is it about the corporate world that you don't like?
I don't like. I don't like the pressure and the deadlines and the politics. Basically, I don't like the politics.
All right, so now that's pretty specific. So
Yeah.
now let's try to step back from the wobble just a little bit. This isn't as effective as what we're going to do next, but let's see if we can deactivate this wobble. So you don't like the politics. So now, what is it about the politics that you don't like?
It's very petty, and it's very very bottom line oriented.
Petty meaning. What's petty mean?
Petty meaning because you have a different viewpoint than I do, then there must be something wrong with you because you don't agree with me.
So you don't have freedom to even think the way you want to think.
Right.
It's like somebody trying to control your thoughts.
Right.
And also they have the audacity to want to be profitable.
In their way, yes, only their way.
So their priorities are all screwed up. They care about profit more than people. They care about this more than that. But can you feel how bound up you are? So we're just going to ask you the simple question. Do you feel that, as you're considering that your thoughts are pure about what you want? Of course, the answer is no. It's clear that they're not.
They're entangled.
We didn't even want to give you a chance of getting that one wrong. So of course you're wobbling all over the place on that.
Yes.
You have really strong beliefs that just clash all over the place with your desire. So trying to step back from it in that way sort of makes you just want to argue about it, because nothing that you've said isn't a reality. It isn't. It all is a reality that you have been living in some ways. Your objective synthesizing of life has shown you that this is the way it is in these cases, and has just caused you to feel even stronger about the fact that you don't want it to be like that, but that's the way that it is. So now, just to feel how wobbly this is, you're saying that the entirety of the corporate world, even though there are organizations that have got lots of momentum going, there are organizations that you could dovetail with in a very positive way, there are organizations that you could live happily ever after within without just starting out, but you are excluding all of those from your experience with your very strong belief that there's corporate greed and there's corporate all of that. So you can't get there from there. So a big part, now the universe has all these paths all laid out for you. And there's a path that leads happily to what you want, and there's a path that leads happily to what you want, and there's a path that leads happily to what you want, but you can't get on any of those paths because you've got a vibration going on that makes pieces of what you think are on all of those paths not viable for you. So even though when we say to you that the universe lines up 20 or 30 or 40 viable paths that are approachable by you, that are seeable by you, that are vibrationally accessible for you in any moment in time, you're blind to all of them because of this belief system that you've got in place that is just not letting you go there. Can you feel that? And can you feel how you all do that on some things?
Well, I'm choosing a different path of having my own business, so that's the direction I've been going, and things have been attracting and lining up.
But what we're getting at is, in your choosing the path, that we didn't hear any of that yet vibrationally from you. Mm-hmm. In the path of choosing your own business, mm-hmm. It was all about what you what you didn't want. In other words, yes, you want your own business because you don't want that, but the wobble factor was so big that the emotion that you were feeling has been so consistently blame and frustration and overwhelmment, mm-hmm. Those are indicators of where you are, that you just can't get there from there. You're sort of in a holding pattern, mm-hmm. that doesn't allow you to be there. So as we attempt to start at the outer edges, mm-hmm. and reduce the wobble, it never works. You never get to the bottom of the wobble. The wobble just gets greater and greater and greater.
No, I feel that I have an inner calling that I've had for many years to really push the boundaries and live the teachings and manifest that, and to...
We don't disagree with any of that.
Okay.
We're just saying to all of you, there's an easier approach than you have been allowing for yourselves.
Okay.
And that easier approach is to ask yourself why you want what you want and reach for the emotion as the answer. Because when we ask you why you want what you want, what we hear from you is what you don't want,
right.
Which is logical because that's where all the momentum is.
Right,
that's
sure.
why you want it, because you don't want all of this. But all the stuff you don't want is what's active in your vibration. So every time you try to get to what you want, all the stuff that you don't want just activates in your vibration. So you got to find some way of distracting yourself from all of that wobble, and it's so much easier to to go really general. So when we ask you the question, what do you want relative to this path of financial freedom? What do you want? Answer that as best you can with one or two emotional words.
Soul expression is the word that comes to me right now, or the words that come to me right now. More engaging, fulfilled soul expression.
All right, so that's a really good emotional word, isn't it? Satisfaction.
Yeah.
Satisfaction.
Yeah.
So just focus on the word satisfaction. Just the word satisfied it stirs you a little bit, doesn't it?
Fulfillment.
Esther had cod in the restaurant last night. So satisfying. The flavors of that, just in that moment in time, so satisfying. Somebody really got that right. It was so satisfying. So satisfying. She doesn't have to figure out where the cod came from, whether it minded giving its life for her, what the industry is doing about it, whether the cook was hot in the kitchen when he cooked it. None of those conditions matter. It was just so satisfying. It was so satisfying. It was like the cells of her body wanted to eat that. And the taste buds on her tongue wanted to taste that. It was so satisfying. It's just so satisfying. Satisfying. So satisfying to say something to someone and have them get you. Ooh. So satisfying to communicate openly and be received fully. So satisfying to feel so, ooh, you know what's really satisfying? Clarity. Ooh. Clarity is so satisfying. And just for kicks, absence of confusion. Doesn't matter how you say it. Not being confused is so satisfying. The feeling of clarity just feels so good. Feeling certainty. Feeling the certainty of my path. I was born on this path. You said it, and you meant it. I felt it for a really long time.
Right.
I know this is who I am. I know I can do this. I can feel it with everything that I am. You're right there, aren't you? Can't you feel that? Can't you feel that? It took a little bit of conversation and didn't hit it right on the first crack out of the box, but we got there. In other words, so satisfying. You did the emotional work. You did the vibrational work. So there you are, right there in that energy place, right there in that place. So now, Tell us about self-employment. What is that? Tell us about self-employment.
It's
My ideas translating out.
right. It's the joy of it's the joy of seeing my ideas manifest and creativity.
Don't get too far out there. My point of attraction. My point of attraction, bringing divine timing with ideas, others, perfect unfolding, easy momentum, effortless, struggle-free, a feeling of meant to be-ness. I've felt this for a really long time. This is the energy that creates worlds. I'm accessing it right now. There's not a particle of resistance in my being right now. Everything that I've put into my vortex over a long period of time, all shining there bright for me. And I've just created the vibrational atmosphere that allows those ideas to flow. The realizations and the revelations are just going to be keen. This path unfolding is going to be so delicious. It's everything that I always want my life to be. I've always wanted to find my centered place, and from my centered place be inspired and guided. And that's why it's not fun to sometimes work with others who don't want me to find my centered place and guide myself. They want to guide me. I want to guide me. I'm going to guide me. I'm guiding me. I can feel my way. I can feel my way under any and all conditions. I can feel my way unconditionally. The world doesn't have to change. The corporate world doesn't have to change. Nothing has to change. I know how to find my center. I know how to light up with all that I want. I know how to make the trail vivid and bright for me. I know how to do this. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing this. This is fun. This is easy. I'm eager about this unfolding. I feel exhilarated about what's coming. The timing of it's just going to be just right. There isn't anything for me to do other than to prepare myself for my path to show up for me. I don't even have to go find my path. My path is going to show itself to me. I've just got to create the environment, the vibrational, energetic environment that makes me feel my path, know my path, you see. Oh, man, it's so fun. Yeah. Yeah, really good.
Well, speaking about alignment and synchronicity, one of the things I was going to say is that back in 2008, when the last time I was in the hot seat, I had asked for a rampage of appreciation, and you said you were going to do it later on, and then it didn't happen. So I was going to ask for a personalized rampage of appreciation.
We just gave it
so
to you.
You just gave it to me.
There it is. There it is. And you see, you set that up before you even got here.
Yes.
It took a little while
Yes.
for us to influence. We'll admit our influence. We influenced you into a non-resistant state.
Yes.
Many of you found it. And in that non-resistant state, your path lights up. And the thing that's so fun about this is that now, when the path lights up, you're going to make the association between seeing that, feeling that, knowing that, and what happened here. And then the more you do this on purpose, the more you do what we just did on purpose. It's easy. Can you see that it's easy? It's an easy thing to do. It's much easier than wrestling the corporate world to the ground and making them see the error of their ways. You see? Alignment trumps everything. There's a leverage in aligning with this source energy that's going to make you stand out forevermore. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.